Appropriations Committee. Congressman, thanks for joining us this afternoon. One of our producers on Capitol Hill, Tyler Olson, spoke very briefly with Leader McCarthy this morning and said and asked him about all this. McCarthy maintains that recently he's had some no votes move to yes. Do you think that Leader McCarthy has enough votes to become Speaker on the first ballot tomorrow?
Well, he's probably doing the counting more than I am, and we'll see what happens. But look, some say they won't vote for him. You have even more members that say they won't vote for anybody but Kevin McCarthy. So that puts it in kind of a stalemate before we even get going. But especially when we're in the majority, not all people are going to be on the same page. And that's just the way it is when you have a majority, and we should be grateful to have the majority. Personally, I adhere to the will of the conference majority. When it comes to electing a speaker, we voted in our conference for Kevin McCarthy. It was overwhelming. And I'm going to support Kevin. And that's pretty much the rule that I have. And if I have some kind of disagreement from within, I'm going to handle that within. Recently there was a public letter put out. Within that letter, there's really not a solution to get to 218 for anybody. And so I think that voters at home see things a whole lot differently right now, because in my constituency, they want us to move on, elect the speaker, and get to work. When you vote for somebody for Congress in particular, you're voting for them to be part of a team that has policies that we have worked on and made very public in the last year. So I don't think it's going to play very well if we continue to have a delay in electing a speaker, because it's delaying us moving forward with the policies that American voters voted for. And so some may have an echo chamber to where, this may sound great to try and take down the speaker. Well, that's fine, but I don't think it's what the average Republican voter wants to see.
Do you think that they're not being part of the team here, given that you've only got a margin of really just a few Republican votes that have given you the majority in the House? And what does this portend moving forward when it comes to fights over government funding and the debt ceiling and a number of other issues? Do Republicans risk looking disorganized as Democrats sort of, sit back and eat their popcorn?
Well, hopefully we will rally as a team, and we know what we have to do. And look, we all have the same basic values as we've run for office, and we've run on the same types of policies. We just have to find ourselves a way to get to where we need to be. And I think we can, because we really have spent the last year working on task forces where every member was able to participate and to give their input. And I think that we have things in place to start moving some bills and policies forward. But this debate over the speaker, I think, needs to be put to a rest. And let's go with what the overwhelming majority of the members of our conference have said they want, and that's for Kevin McCarthy to be the speaker.
One of the issues that you focused on has been the origins of COVID-19 and government funding that may have gone to risky research in China. Elon Musk says he's going to release what he's calling the Fauci files this week. A number of Republicans on Capitol Hill have said when they control committees in the next few days, they're going to request Fauci appear and testify. He said he's open to it. What would you ask Dr. Anthony Fauci, and what do you hope to learn from him in this coming Congress?
Well, I have a lot of questions for Anthony Fauci. He says he's open to appearing before us. But if you look at his deposition that he recently had with the attorneys general from Louisiana and Missouri, 174 times he said he didn't recall. He didn't recall emails that he sent. He didn't recall public statements that he made. This during the pandemic that he was supposed to be trying to manage, pandemic that was affecting the entire globe and has killed so many people, and he doesn't recall it. I'm focusing on the origins of COVID, and certainly Anthony Fauci is a big part of this. He was all in favor of chimera creations or gain-of-function research going back to 2012. The NIH was funding this type of research into China, et cetera. We know that China has an association with the Wuhan Institute of Virology as well as their Fifth Institute, which is their bioweapons program, and they work specifically in some cases with coronaviruses. So there's so many questions we have to have answered. It's very multifaceted, but we know this capability to create a virus is out there because we did it. There's an article in 2015, Ralph Barrick in North Carolina with Xi Jinping of China. And look, our own State Department has said that China has been looking into offensive bioweapons going back as far as 2005. We have oversight over the intelligence community, and we want to know why the intelligence community is walking away from some of the evidence that is out there, and why they're not answering a lot of our questions. So we may have to use subpoena power, and Fauci may be one person we don't have to subpoena, but he will be under oath.
Plenty to examine there. Congressman Brad Wenstrup, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.